Today's show, we got a lot to go over after the victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars. An impressive victory nonetheless. We're going to talk about Lions versus Colts. What is the spread? What to look forward to in that game on Sunday. Alex Anzalone injury update. How long he's going to be out. What the Lions are going to do. Talk about that. Injury news just around the team. Talk about players who potentially could be coming back. We're going to get into the NFC North. What does it look like after Sunday and the NFC Standings? Let's go. Show love to our linebacker, Alex Anzalone, by placing a 34 in the comment section. He got injured, and we wish him the best. With that said, the Lions got a game on Sunday, and they are traveling to Indianapolis to face the Colts. The Lions are favored on the road by 7.5, and given the circumstances that generally teams at home get a 3-point advantage, they really do believe that the Detroit Lions are a much better football team. Lions, again, it's away. It's a 1 p.m. game in Indianapolis. Not a far drive or flight for them at all. Or if you guys want to go to the game, it's pretty easy to go to. The total over and under there is 46 points. In all honesty, I would take the over on there. I think that the offense of the Colts may be a little bit better with Richardson instead of Joe Flacco, and obviously the Lions' offense is great. The underdogs, of course, is the Colts by 7.5. I must say, when I look at this number, though, it's a little bit interesting and a little bit worrisome. I don't know if I would take the over on there. I like the Lions about a 7-point advantage, and since this is 7.5, I don't think I'd go over the point spread there. But if you could do a total over 46 points, absolutely, I would take that, no doubt about it. So in the comment section, really quick, who do you guys got winning the game? Put DET if you got the Detroit Lions winning. Put IND if you have the Colts. If you didn't know, Alex Anzalone got injured, and he broke his forearm, folks. He broke it in the game, and this is what he said after the game. He goes, "Thank you, everyone, for the well wishes. As an athlete, a lot of times you think, why did this happen? But I think countless reps, something bad didn't happen. I'm beyond blessed. I'll be back in no time, fresh legs and all." And I concur with Alex Anzalone. It sucks that he broke his forearm. The recovery time is 6 to 8 weeks. That means he could return around the 49ers game or in the playoffs. Either way, this injury is going to hurt. He's a captain for this team, but Jack Campbell can hold the fort down. Ever since, Alex Anzalone's been injured a couple times since we've had Jack Campbell, and every time he is in there, Campbell has done a phenomenal job holding down the defense, putting out the calls and all that. I think he'll be fine at that position, and the Lions can, if they can just hold the fort down for a little bit, help is on the way. It is close by because the Lions, we've been ravaged and savage with injuries, but some of these injuries, they're going to come back to the Lions here, and let's talk about that right now. Here's the injury front. First off, Sam Laporta, he didn't play in this game. It was a shoulder injury. This is just a day-to-day type of thing or a week-to-week. So he's probably questionable to play. So this is not long-term, so he will eventually be back. Broderick Martin. At some point, these guys are about to get activated. Broderick Martin, who got injured early on, he could be coming back. And Ufutu Melifonwu was a very intriguing one here because I think with him returning, he can really help void with some of the loss of Alex Anzalone as well as other linebackers. I think you can put him at that position. He can blitz. We know this. And he is going to be activated at any time. Maybe they'll get activated before this game on Sunday. They are really close. And if he comes back, that's going to be a big boost to the Lions defense. Make no mistake about it. And I think he can really help out the Alex Anzalone injury. Ben Neiman, ankle. Again, it's not at some point, whatever. He's not a big guy. Carlton Davis dealing with thumb. He'll play. He's going to keep playing, but with that big old thing on his hand. And he just broke his thumb. It's not that big of a deal. We've all broken fingers before. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, he's still on IR, but he'll come back in a couple weeks, and that will help out that linebacker position. So if we can just hold on for a couple weeks, he'll be there. John Kaminsky is going to be coming back as well at some point here relatively, before the season's end. And Derek Barnes spoke last week that he's going to try to make it as well. And obviously we know about Aiden Hutchinson, who I think is probably more NFC Championship. I think Derek Barnes, Aiden Hutchinson, NFC Championship if the Lions can hold it. But again, these players are getting closer to coming back. And when we make the playoffs, that's what we're waiting on. Right now we're 9-1, folks. We're going to make the playoffs. We know this. We're looking for seeding. Can the Lions hold the fort down, hold that number 1 seed? If they do, these players are going to be back for that first playoff game. And that's a lot of players, okay? A lot of help, and that's going to be amazing. You'll have Alex Anzalone back for the playoffs. Of course, iffy unless he was getting injured, after the fact. You got Broderick Martin, John Kaminsky, Emmanuel Mosley up there. Just a plethora of players that's going to help the Lions win that playoff game. So it stinks right now that we have all these injuries, but my God, Aaron Glenn's done a phenomenal job covering up, and help is on the way, at least for some of these injuries. Show some love again to Alex Anzalone. Place 34 in the comment section. We love Alex. We appreciate everything that he has been doing, and that's what it's all about. Let's go ahead and talk about the NFC standings in the NFC North, and this is big because it's important to understand how things are going and, who is going to be facing who, what's going to be happening in each game. So let's get in the NFC North. Right now, the Detroit Lions are ahead of the NFC North. They're 9-1. They're first in the NFC North, first in the NFC. Then you have the Minnesota Vikings. They're sitting at the number 2 spot in the NFC North with 8 wins to 2 losses. The Green Bay Packers snuck out a victory over the Chicago Bears. They're 7-3. And then the lowly Bears at the bottom of the barrel. They'll be the bottom of the North. We have nothing to worry about on that front. So it didn't get a lot of help this past week. Some big games coming up for the NFC North. The Minnesota Vikings are facing the Chicago Bears, so we want to root for the Bears in that game. We need to get them to get that dub. San Francisco is facing the Green Bay Packers. Thank God Green Bay is going to be going against a much better team. That'll help the Lions, and so we got to root for San Francisco to get that dub. That's what it's all about now. It's not just the Lions winning. And if you watch my stream yesterday, I was doing the Lions game, but I was completely updating as much as I can the rest of the NFC and the NFC North. So we need some of these teams to lose to give the Lions a little bit of a breather here. I know we're 9-1, and we're basically a game and a half up off the Vikings and 2.5 over the Green Bay Packers. But we do got a couple games down the stretch, one being the Buffalo Bills, who just defeated the Kansas City Chiefs. So the Lions are going to be favored in every single game the rest of the way. That's just the facts. They'll be favored against Buffalo. But that doesn't mean that they're going to win every game, right? I want them to win every game. I think that they're going to be favored in every game. The odds are saying they're going to win every game because they're going to be favored, but it doesn't mean that. Every team has a bad game, so we want to have that buffer, right? And so we're looking at the rest of the NFC North to see if they can fall. So this weekend, let's go Chicago, beat up on the Vikings. Let's go 49ers, beat on the Green Bay Packers. And I think if the Lions win and Green Bay loses, in my opinion, I think that's Green Bay's done for the NFC North at that point, because I don't see a situation where the Lions are going to lose 4 games. I just don't see that happening the rest of the way. Minnesota and Detroit, then it'll be a 2-team race if that occurs. So we need it to be a 2-team race. We need to get rid of one. We want to see Green Bay lose. We want to see Minnesota lose, and that's the situation there. Green Bay does, Green Bay, they got an interesting schedule come the rest of the way. Same with the Vikings. I think the Lions, though, in all honesty, I think they still got the easiest in the schedule. I know that sounds crazy, but it is. So, question for you really quick. Who do you got winning this game on Sunday? Put L for Lions and C for Colts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get into the NFC standings as a whole. Again, the Lions are 9-1. They sit up top of the NFC. Obviously, if the Lions win, we'll go to 10-1. Philadelphia Eagles are right below Detroit. They're a game out. They're 8-2. They're the one team that is competing with Detroit, right, for the NFC. I think that's the really only other team that we have to worry about. They're facing the Rams. Let's go, Matthew Stafford. We need Stafford to beat them. Arizona Cardinals are right below them. We already beat Arizona. I'm not too worried about them in the NFC standings. I don't really care what the rest of their schedule. Same with the Atlanta Falcons. Those two teams I'm not too worried about. The Lions, here's the deal. The Lions are going to be the number 1 seed, the number 2 seed, or the number 5 seed. So we don't got to worry about 3 or 4. Then you got the Vikings, obviously, in the Packers. And then you got Washington Commanders. We definitely want Washington to lose. They have put up a couple of points. They face Dallas, though, so they'll smash the Cowboys. There's no doubt about it. But the Lions, really, there's only really 2 teams that I'm paying attention to legitimately in the NFC now. That is a threat, and that's Philadelphia and the Minnesota Vikings. And I think the Lions are better than Minnesota. So, but still, I mean, they're literally just a game and a half out. So they're still a threat until they start losing a little bit more. So give me your thoughts in the comments right now. What you think? Do you guys think that the Detroit Lions are going to make it to the Super Bowl? Right now, they're the heavy favorites. They're the favorites to win the Super Bowl. The Detroit Lions are the favorites now. They're the favorites to win the Super Bowl. But just because the odds maker says it doesn't mean it's going to happen. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I have the Detroit Lions making the Super Bowl, and I have the Detroit Lions getting the Super Bowl. Want to know why? Sonic and Knuckles, they want to get their rings. So go ahead and sub. With that said, folks, adios.